Step into the darkness where reality blurs and nightmares come alive. I never imagined that moving to a new town would plunge us into a nightmare beyond comprehension. Yet, that's precisely what happened when my family relocated to the quaint little town of Evergreen Falls. At first, everything seemed idyllic, the charming streets, the friendly neighbors, the promise of a fresh start. But as the days turned into weeks, we began to notice something unsettling about the neighborhood children. It started innocently enough, a group of kids playing tag in the park long after the sun had set, their laughter echoing through the night like eerie whispers. At first, we thought nothing of it, chalking it up to the carefree nature of youth. But as the nights wore on, we began to realize that something was amiss. The children seemed to come alive after dark, their voices growing louder, their games more intense. They would gather in the streets, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the streetlights, their laughter echoing off the walls of the houses like a haunting melody. And yet, there was something off about their behavior, something unnatural, almost predatory. My wife and I exchanged uneasy glances as we watched from our window, unable to shake the feeling of unease that settled over us like a shroud. What was it about the night that seemed to draw the children out of their homes? And why did they seem so different after dark? Determined to uncover the truth, we began to ask around, hoping to find answers from our neighbors. But no one seemed willing to talk about the strange behavior of the children, their faces turning cold and blank whenever we broached the subject. It was as if they were afraid of what might happen if they dared to speak the truth. Undeterred, we pressed on, determined to get to the bottom of the mystery that gripped our new town. We began to keep a watchful eye on the children, tracking their movements and trying to piece together the puzzle of their strange behavior. What we discovered chilled us to the bone. It seemed that the children were not alone in their nighttime activities. They were being led by a figure shrouded in darkness, a shadowy presence that seemed to move with unnatural grace, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. We watched in horror as it whispered to the children, its voice like a siren's call, luring them deeper into the night. As we delved deeper into the mystery, we uncovered a terrifying truth: the children were not playing games at all. They were hunting, stalking the streets like predators in search of prey. And worse still, they were not alone, there were others like them, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the cover of darkness to emerge. Fearing for our safety and the safety of our own children, we knew that we had to act fast. But as we tried to warn the other residents of Evergreen Falls, we were met with disbelief and scorn. No one wanted to believe that their children could be capable of such horrors, and they turned a blind eye to the darkness that threatened to consume us all. Desperate and alone, we knew that we had no choice but to confront the source of the evil that had taken root in our town. Armed with nothing but our determination and the flickering light of a single lantern, we set out into the night, ready to face whatever horrors awaited us. What we found was beyond anything we could have imagined. The children, or what was left of them, had gathered in the town square, their eyes empty and devoid of emotion, their faces twisted into grotesque masks of pain and suffering. And standing at the center of it all was the figure we had seen in our nightmares, the one who had led them down this dark and twisted path. With a cry of defiance, we charged forward, determined to put an end to the nightmare that had consumed our town. But as we drew closer, the figure turned to face us, its eyes burning with an intensity that seemed to pierce straight through to our souls. In that moment, we knew that we were outmatched, that whatever darkness had taken root in Evergreen Falls was far more powerful than we could ever hope to defeat. And as the shadows closed in around us, we realized that we were doomed to become just another chapter in the town's bloody history, victims of the children of the night.